Your boy Stingray Cool is back, and we got another good show about the history of Pig Meat Markham, a North Carolina legend who moved to New York. So technically, he's a dirty South East Coast legend, and shout to the West Coast and the Midwest too. And he is one of the forefathers. Watch out there now, James Brown. Watch out there, that Dennis Edwards from the Temptations. But before there was name, it was Pig Meat Martin, who was the forefather of rapping. You will see right after this intro. I know. Hydro. Uh, Pig Meat Markham. Born Dewey Pig Meat Markham. Born April 18th, 1904. And passed on December 13th, 1981. Was an African American entertainer. Dew, best known as a comedian, Markham was also a singer, dancer, and actor. His nickname came from a stage routine in which he declared himself to be Sweet Papa Pig Meat. He was sometimes credited in films as Pig Meat Alamo Markham. He also he is also known for his 1961 single "Here Comes the Judge." Here comes the judge. Here comes the judge. Here comes the judge, which is often considered to be the earliest hip hop record. I believe it is. I heard that jump. It was copyright, so we play it, but I want to get this video monetized, get this channel monetized. So just go hit Pigman Markham and look at the title screen and you'll see it, and check him out on YouTube. Early life and career. Markham was born in Durham, North Carolina. Shout out to my Durham folks. His family was the most prominent on their street, which came to be called and later officially named Markham Street in the Haiti district. Markham began his career in traveling revue. Make sure y'all see this. All right, good. Hardy District. Markham began his career in traveling music and burlesque shows. For a time, he was a member of the Bessie Smith's Traveling Revue in the 1920s. Later, he claimed he originated in trucking dance, which became nationally popular at the start of the 1930s and the 1940s. He started making film appearances in 1941. He recorded Often the Door Richard. Markham was a familiar act at New York's famed Apollo Theater, where he wore blackface makeup and huge painted white lips. Despite complaints that vaudeville tradition was degrading, the book Showtime at the Apollo suggests he probably played the Apollo more often than any other performer. Starting in the 1950s, Pig Meat Markham began appearing on television, making multiple appearances in The Ed Sullivan Show. His boisterous, endearous, and curious "Hey ya, here comes the judge" skit, which made a mockery of formal courtroom etiquette, became his signature routine. Markham would sit at an elevated judge's bench, often in a black graduation caps and gown to look more impressive, and deal with a series of comic miscreants. He would often deliver his judgments as well as express frustrations with the accused by leaning over the bench and smacking the accused with an inflated bladder balloon. He had hit comedy recordings in the 1960s on Chess Records and saw his routine's entry line become a catchphrase. On the Rowan and Martin's Live in NBC television show, as did his phrase, "Look, they're up in the funk and wagonels." Mackens' most famous routine was discovered by the general public only after Sammy Davis Jr. had performed it as a guest on the March 25th, 1968 episode of Laughing due to the years. of racial segregation in the entertainment world, he was not widely known by white audiences and had almost exclusively performed on the Chitlin circuit of vaudeville theaters and nightclubs. It appeared in civil rights films, including William D. Alexander's 1949 review film Bolequas in Harlem, which documented the Chitlin circuit and phenomenal ripple effect of David's version of The Judge, led by Malcolm's opportunity to perform his signature Judge character himself as a laugh-in regular during the 1968 through 69 television series. Archie Campbell later adapted Malcolm's routine performance as Justice Old Peace on the country version of Laugh-In Hee Haw, which borrowed heavily from the minstrel show tradition. Thanks to his "Hey y'all, here comes the judge" routine, which originally was accompanied by music with a funky beat. Pig Meat Markham is regarded as a forerunner of rap. His song "Here Comes the Judge" peaked at number 19 on the Billboard and other charts in 1968. He published an autobiography, "Here Comes the Judge," in the wake of his laugh-in success. The song "Here Comes the Judge" was prominently sampled by Big Audio Dynamite II in the song "Rush." Death Macon died of a stroke and at Montefiore Medical Center in the Bronx at age 77. He is buried in Woodland Cemetery, rest in peace to the legend, in the Bronx, New York City. Shout out to the Bronx. Discography albums. Here comes, albums. At the Party, 1961. The Trial, 1961. Anything Goes with Pig Meat, 1962. Open the Door, Richard, 1963. The World's Greatest Clown, 1963. The Best of Moms and Pig Meat, Volume 1, 1964, with Moms Mabley. Shout out to the other legend, Moms Mabley. And shout out to the legend Larry Dolomite, too. Mr. Funny Man, 1965. This'll Kill Ya, 1965. One More Time, 1966, with Moms Mabley. If You Can't Be Good, Be Careful, 1966. Mr. Vaudeville, 1967. Save Your Soul, baby, 1967. Here Comes the Judge, 1968. Tune Me In, 1968. The Hustlers, 1968. Backstage, 1968. Pig Meat's Bad, 1968. With the Real Pig Meat, Markham, Please Sit Down, 1973. The Crap Shooting Reeves. Singles, we're going by years. Singles, chart position, the US R&B, UK, AU, 1945, How Long Blues. Blues Before Sunrise, 1946, CC Rider. 1961, My Wife, No, I Ain't Seen Her. 1968, Here Comes the Judge, 1971. Sock It to Them, Judge, 103. 1970, Pigs Popcorn. So that's the legendary North Carolina own Pig Meat Jones. And he also is a East Coast legend. Ice-T's a East Coast, West Coast legend because Ice-T was born in New Jersey and he moved to California. So he's a legend on both sides. Of course, Corrupt is a East Coast, West Coast legend because he was born in Philadelphia, but he moved to California. So he's a legend on both sides. And you wonder where I'm getting to with that. After I name these other ones, you'll see. And Tupac was born on the East Coast, but he moved to West Coast, so he's East Coast, West Coast legend. Zip was born after Turkey in Mexico, but he moved to the West Coast, and he's East Coast, West Coast legend. Big Daddy Kane was born in New York, but he resigned here in North Carolina, so he's East Coast Dirty South legend. Kid Play was born in the East Coast, New York, and he resigned here in North Carolina, so he's East Coast Dirty South legend. To say that was saying this, Pygmy was born in the South, but he moved to New York, so he's an East Coast, Dirty South East Coast legend. One of the first people in my book that I can remember who a legend on both coasts. He might have been born in one area, but moved to another, one state and moved to another. So he's like a legend in both areas. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Hit the thumbs up, and let's get this video monetized. Let's get this video 1,000 views tonight. And we out. Peace, love, and God bless me. I'm John 3:16. God so loved the world, they gave on his only begotten Son, that whoever believe in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. Love y'all guys. You made me I did y'all make Stingray cool. Stingray cool didn't make y'all. Shout out to my Tampa Bay Rams and my New York Yankees, and shout out to my Atlanta Braves. Shout out to my Philadelphia Eagles. And on my basketball side, shout out to my LA Lakers and Atlanta Hawks.